very phoenix-like. And when the phoenix, when in the phoenix mythology you have a funeral pyre where the old is burnt to crisp, is incinerated, and out of the ashes the phoenix arises, new life arises out of the ashes. So the gods are on the way. I interpret this, through my subconscious as meaning, yes, a new kind of divine reality is going to come to this earth. The human race, those of us who remain, I don't know if I will, I don't know if you will, but some will, whether it's only 4,000 or 5,000 people or 4 or 5 million or 400 or 500 million, I don't know. But whoever remains will establish something new, a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking things, because the planet is going to go through terrific changes. And those people who remain on the planet necessarily will themselves go through terrific changes. Now, let me say also that in recent weeks I had a clear dream in which I was shown, I don't know if literally or symbolically or both simultaneously, what will be happening in the near term on this planet or for this planet or to this planet in the solar system. The dream had 4 distinct scenes. In the first scene, in all of the scenes, I was out away from the Earth, further out in the solar system, so that I saw the Earth from hundreds of thousands, maybe a few millions of miles away. And I first saw an eclipse. I don't know what body was being eclipsed by another. But I saw an eclipse. And then after the eclipse, I saw an alignment of several planets, which I now know is this alignment that happened several weeks ago that was much in the news there for a couple of weeks. I wasn't aware of that planetary alignment at the time I had the dream. It happened about 3 weeks or so after I had the dream. After I saw the planetary alignment, which has now happened, come and gone, so to speak, I saw 3 Earths very clearly. And they were out of phase. I was watching them turn beneath me, rotate beneath me. But they were not in phase with each other. Each Earth was 120 degrees out of phase with the others. And after I saw that, I saw many new planets enter the solar system until I counted, in a dream, I counted 32 planets. Of course, we're taught in school there are 9 planets in the solar system. Now, I don't know what this dream portends, whether the meaning of the dream is to be interpreted symbolically or literally or both. Now, I do know there are regularly eclipses in this solar system of all kinds. So I saw an eclipse in the dream. And then the planetary alignment I saw in the dream, which did outwardly physically happen and was very much in the news. As for the other parts of the dream, the 3 Earths, I don't know what that means. Could there physically be 3 Earths simultaneously in this solar system? It's hard for me to imagine how that would be possible. But what if the Earth would split into 3? I don't know. There are many things I don't know. I can't say that it's impossible. It seems highly unlikely and extremely improbable. But what if? Or is it meant spiritually? Or is it meant that there will be 3 Earths, but in 3 different dimensions? I don't know. And then as for the greatly increased number of planets in the solar system, I saw other planets and planetoids entering the solar system until there were 3 times as many planets as there are now. More than 3 times as many. Is this physically possible? I don't know. All I can say is stay tuned. Maybe things are about to become highly unusual, or maybe this is just a way of seeing different aspects of the Earth. That there are, maybe it's the Earth's way of showing me that it has a physical level and also 2 other levels. Maybe it's the solar system's way of showing me, yes, there are these 9 physical planets, but maybe there are other planets that are spiritual, that are also here that we don't notice because our spiritual vision is dimmed. So you see, there are many ways to interpret this dream, literally, physically, and on one level. Part of it is true that way, or symbolically, or spiritually, and there may be other ways as well of which I'm not aware.
Mm. Thank you very much for sharing that dream with us. I was also wondering if you think any of these changes might be karmic events, and also,
yes, ma'am.
You do.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are karmic events. The karmic burden of the human race on this planet is very heavy. And, you know, what goes around comes around. And when you throw over a period of thousands of years, when you keep throwing genocidal boomerangs of slavery, boomerangs of industrial slaughter called war, boomerangs of ecological destruction, boomerangs of economic exploitation, boomerangs of vicious raping of the earth. Don't you know that's a heavy karmic load? And it does appear that the universe has a yin and a yang side, positive and negative forces and energies, and that over time, everything balances out. Negative seeks positive, positive seeks negative, yin goes to yang, yang goes to yin, male is attracted to female, female is attracted to male, etc. So over time, everything balances out, including negative karma. And it does look like there's a rough patch in the road right about harvest time, meaning that this fall in the northern hemisphere does look to be a time when a fair amount of karma will, it has to be balanced somehow. And the ones who, no one can balance your karma for you. It's your karma, it's your stuff. Only you can deal with your stuff. Only Americans can deal with America's stuff. How many countries has America bombed? How many countries has America invaded? America has, actually dropped atom bombs on another country twice. Need more be said.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be a tough time.
You can't do nasty things to other people over a period of centuries and thousands of years and expect that none of the shit will ever splash back on you. None of the blood from your victims will ever splash back on you. None of the radioactivity none of the radioactive hell that you have rained down on other people from 40,000 feet will ever rain back down on you. You can't do those things without repercussions. That's all I have to say.
Well, I think you're on the right track in your thinking, and it's unfortunate, but it's going to happen. But I also want to look to the future, and I was wondering about future generations and their change of consciousness, hopefully. And, what do you see as those phoenixes that are going to rise out of the ashes? How do you see them?
They'll be different genetically from us. For one thing, they'll have to be. We have so chemically contaminated the planet, and so many of the chemicals are interactive with DNA or cause DNA mutations that in itself are massive toxic chemical contamination of the ecological chain on this planet guarantees that coming generations will be genetically different from us. We have chemically altered the DNA. Also, because the radioactivity we are now spewing through our nuclear technology, and this assumes that nuclear war doesn't also break out in the coming weeks, months, and years. and it may well. But even if it doesn't, from the Japanese radiation alone, from Fukushima, from the depleted uranium munitions alone that the United States has fired all over the place in Iraq and Afghanistan, in Libya and Kosovo and other places, from those sources alone, and also from Chernobyl and the Ukraine, all of these continue to put out radioactivity in the environment, mostly in the northern hemisphere. That nuclear radiation in and of itself is even now mutating the human genome, human DNA. So for these reasons alone, our descendants will be genetically different from us. We are forcing them to be genetically different from us because of the sad decisions we have made.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uranus Rising. Richard, in Cliff's work, there is a curious phenomenon called the data wall or hard stop. Cliff sees a time when his spiders find a drastic drop of data from March 2012 until there is no longer any data from from May 2013 onwards. Some people speculate it could be due to a massive die-off of humanity. Some say the death of the internet due to solar flares EMP, and other theories include everyone suddenly becoming psychic and having no need to leak the future unconsciously in the present-day words. Interestingly,
none of that. Those possibilities are not mutually exclusive.
Correct.
All of that could happen.
So, what is your take on what could be happening in that period or around that time?
I can extrapolate from what we see now, and that's all I can do. I do see a growing awareness on the part of a growing number of people as concerns a dire plight that this planet and the human race is in very large measure due to our individual and collective choices. Better late than never, but you know what? Sometimes too late is too late. So we may actually go extinct.
Yes, definitely.
A year from now or less. At our own hands, we may actually suicide as a race because of our own stupidity in less than a year from now. We possess the technology to do that, and we've already unleashed it. We've deployed it all over the planet, and we've set in motion these automated, military, digitally controlled machines by self-aware, artificially intelligent supercomputers. All of this is set up and ready to go at any split second before any of you or anyone listening to this says, yes, but I have nothing to do with this. Don't you? Don't you? Did you ever pay money to the tax agency in whatever country you live? Did you ever pay money to the military? Did you ever plug into this control system? Do you belong to those who are listening? Do you live in a NATO country, for example? Have you contributed to this military mayhem, even with $5 or £5 or €5? If you have, yes, you do. You have an ounce of flesh involved in this. So almost no one on this planet can say, oh, but I have nothing to do with it. Sure you do. Almost all of us do. We're all involved. Our hands are all in this. So we're all karmically involved. And we have contrived the means of our own racial extinction. It can happen at any minute. That technology exists and has for virtually my entire life. And I presume virtually the entire lives of many people logging into this broadcast. So it's possible that we could go extinct.